What's happening news-wise? It's Sarah Hughes with that.
Thanks, Eamon. Good morning to you. More tests are to be carried out on the body of a man believed to be a British spy after results from a post-mortem proved inconclusive.
Wonderful.
Fancy one as a pet?
No. Hello, Thursday morning, sunrise here on Sky News with me, Eamon Holmes. James Whale with your newspapers very shortly. Leading this me, not that he's in a museum, but it was 1955.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be about 1975 or something, but there you go. Older than he looks, a bit like James Whale.
Nearly
here. The facts of life, however harsh they may be.
I have a school, put them in a new school. OK, thank you. Do you remember the old...
We with Susan Boyle last year, that sudden propulsion to fame, what the impact that had on her, and they do have a responsibility to protect these people if they are vulnerable.
And it cost them a lot of money, of course, in rehab and various...
People were emailing us about this week when we were talking about this story, that it's £20,000 per patient, then it's up to the drugs company to make it more available.
Yeah, but well, you could use your money to sit near an influential politician, according to the Daily Telegraph.
Well, that, you know, comics too, or TV presenters.
Who's it next to?
That's a very good question.
Bill Clinton.
That's a very good question. Who would I pay £1,000 to sit next to when every week I can sit next to Eamon?
What you do need to do, though, is to stand in politics instead of...
I mean, that's democracy.
OK. Well, that was OK, thank you very much indeed. James Whale are here beside me, and I'm sure, you know, you have days where you say, I'm going to be good today, and I'm going to buy this salad. Do you feel betrayed when you hear news like that?
Well, I think if you're going into McDonald's, what are you doing buying a salad? If you're going to McDonald's, you're not going in there for a salad, are you? I can't get my head around that. But I know what you mean. When you do go into all the supermarkets and there are these healthy, but
they do. America's amazing, isn't it? The salad with the dressing bars that you have. I mean, I was absolutely
everything comes with mayonnaise, though, don't they? That's the dressing of choice.
The interesting thing is, I speak to a lot of women, and they'll report that after having their so-called healthy lunch, they feel sluggish, they feel tired. It's immediately after lunch, and a lot of this is due to water retention in that particular meal.
Well, so you've just summed my problem up perfectly. Sluggish and water retention, that's what it is. Thank you very much indeed. Linda Johnson, who's a nutritionist. Watch those salads. Watch these goals now from Spurs.
Yes, Tottenham Hotspur. They've reached the...
In the back of the net. Here comes the weather from Isobel.
Thanks, Eamon. Yeah, really dodgy weather, actually, again today. It's been wet overnight. Let's take a look at the latest radar.
Marvellous. Do they come out of eggs, yeah?
Yeah, 22 babies,
22
imagine
eggs.
that.
Excellent. And we should say that Tony said a lot of questions need to be answered. Kay Burley put in a lot of questions to him. You can see that from 2 o'clock this afternoon, her exclusive interview on Afternoon Live. Sport after the break with Sarah Jane.
Yep.
OK, well, it was Champions League qualifiers last night, and it was Spurs against the young boys, who turned out to be young boys.
Yes, they did indeed. Tottenham
just got back on their feet, quite emphatic after that little scare in Switzerland a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, nobody quite knew what to expect at White Hart Lane, obviously after the first leg where they were 3-0 down inside the first half hour, but it was actually quite...
And that's where all attention turns to next. 4:30 this afternoon, it is the draw.
Stage draw this afternoon, 4:30 on Sky Sports News HD. It's channel 455. You want to be watching that performance.
Well, that's what it's all about. That's what the fans want to see. Sarah Jane, thank you very much indeed. Right, we saw the rain pouring down there at White Hart Lane last night. Let's see where it's going to be pouring down today. Isobel's looking very dark behind you.
The last 24 hours have been really wet again, actually. We've had about 60 millimetres of rain across South Wales and about 40 odd millimetres of rain through East Anglia. And so it's been, you know, it's getting on for a couple of inches, pretty bad. It will be calming down over the next few days.
James Whale, he's got the newspapers.
You did that on purpose, didn't you? You did that on purpose.
We're just talking through the content of those papers, and we'll share that with you in about 5 minutes' time. Whale, with his view of the stories in the papers on this Thursday morning, after Sarah Hughes with a rundown of what else is happening. Talking about lounging around during the night, probably because she's done it in the first place.
Yeah, well, that's something...
Paul Hogan this morning, one of the crocodiles that you can go and dive with, actually starred in Crocodile Dundee.
Oh, really?
There's a big tourist attraction there. But what worries me is this is a mechanised cage that you go down in. What happens if it gets stuck?
Great. I'd open it and feed them to the crocodile.
Well,
that's what
enough
I do.
From you. There's been so many complaints about you today.
Really? What about now?
Your tie.
And a little touch of purple.
I mean, I don't want
to.
Here, look. It
We've got to let
matches,
people get on and change their duvets after all that. Thank you very much indeed. That was James Whale, and that was your newspaper review. Thank you very much.
This route, no, I wanted. They have a race across America, which
this man that you're
Royal Marine's got to do a little bit extra, haven't you? So.
Much indeed.
Thank you.
Good seeing you. I said grumpathon. I meant
we'll
to
be
say.
grumpy. Yes.
Anyway, they'll be very grumpy at the end of it. Spurs aren't too grumpy. Very happy this morning, Sarah
They
Jane.
are, yes.
Situation as we head into the bank holiday weekend. Thought you told me it was going to be nice.
You're going to be fine.
We're in Belfast. That's all.
Yeah, you're going to be
okay.
absolutely fine. West is okay, and next
I'll tell you,
week...
if I'm fine in Belfast, that will be a first.
And next week...
Together.
Top stories all aboard right after the break, but you're also getting very excited about this reunion and this bit of music.
Yes, I've been told by...
All in the football action last night. Spurs hit the back of the net well and truly last night, much to their relief, because now they're going to play with the big boys.
Yes, exactly. They hit the back of the day United out in Greece.
And Mr. Bean Pole, Mr. Peter Crouch, he got the hat-trick. He brought the ball home last night.
He did, yeah. Spurs, totally different to how they were just that last night, outclassed by Spurs. Peter Crouch got 3 with Inter Milan.
Can any of the British teams be drawn against each other at this stage?
No, not at this stage. They won't meet until the quarter-finals. But, of course, you'll be very interested in pot 1. Manchester United are in there amongst all the top seeds.
Doesn't matter to us.
Take on anyone, won't you?
Whatever it is. Yeah.
But Tottenham could be facing some really big teams. That's at 4:30 today.
Harry also said that he couldn't wait to get home for a bacon sandwich and a cup of tea. A man after my own heart. That's what makes him a great. Sarah Jane, thank you very much indeed. Right, it was pouring down at White Hart Lane last night. I think you might get a bit of the same in various parts of the country today. Isobel, put us in the picture.
Yeah, we've got more rain today, a bit of a sort of north-south split today, but I have to say that from Bank Holiday Monday onwards, we've got a settled spell of weather coming in.
It's called Shame.
Shame.
Released at 8 o'clock this morning. It's been the highlight of the morning for Sarah Jane and I, at least, in the studio.
Well, we're gonna see how much of it. It looks like a great place to be, except you'd have to be sick to be there, which sort of defeats the purpose of it all. Zach Cooper is a health economist, getting reaction to people
we've
who are
had
commenting
some
on
emails
this.
in about this. As you say, record number of complaints about the NHS this week, isn't it? Superbug infection rates in NHS hospitals are actually down.
I mean, we talk sometimes about the I was lucky syndrome. If you ask people in the...
Better in those surroundings, though, might
but that's an important point. Having a room with a view turns out to improve your health.
Yeah.
As funny as that sounds.
1996.
Do you think they were
1966 is something to do with football. Anyway, our pop panel has assembled on the couch, led by Capital FM entertainment presenter Mr. Kevin Hughes. Kevin, I'm not sure what I was expecting, but it's very friendly, to say the least, this video.
Yeah, very friendly video. Inspired no further.
I'm
Feel the tension.
I'm a little bit upset that they're now in love with each other, though, by the looks of this video. That's very disappointing.
And there is the bit when they're supposed to be looking at the girls and they can't stop looking at each other.
I know, so I'm a confused that fan this morning. I don't
get
quite know what's going on.
But this video is going to be everywhere today. It's going to be the most watched thing, I think, on YouTube. Everybody...
Yeah, she is waiting with incredible anticipation here for this today. She wants to...
That put them where they are.
Robbie's a married man now, of course.
Yes, but so could this backfire on them?
No, I think Robbie's been quoted already this morning saying it's his favourite music video, and he's made some great... The fans are just going to lap up what's going to happen next year when the boys are back on stage with their tour, which is going to be, I think, dominate summer 2011.
OK, so this is a single. This is part of an album. The album then is part of a tour, which...
Yeah, this is Robbie's single with Gary, Robbie's greatest hits, and then we get the Take That.
Happy for the Take That single that they're going to release.
So this second coming, Sarah Jane, how important is this in your life?
I love that, though. I'm taking them talking, saying, oh, we're great mates now, all water under the bridge.
Yes.
Maybe it's a grower.
I think
I'm not too keen on Robbie's false tan that's very patchy around his face there. Isobel, do you care?
I want to see a bit more, I think.
Oh,
I think
Steady go. Key to this song is the lyric. The lyrics talk about the relationship, why they fell out. The lyrics begin with there are 3 versions of this story: yours, mine, and the truth. And then the whole song documents the relationship. So very clever way of those two telling their story in song. And I know we've had a big positive reaction at Caps already since we played it first thing this morning. It's going to dominate the news agenda today. So.
OK, well, let's have a bit more of it. We'll let you feature. Or we could just do this.
I'm not quite sure how I follow that.
Anything you want to comment on, Sarah?
Well, yeah, we haven't had any emails about Take That, about Robbie Williams and Gary yet, but do send them in to us. But Hayden Jones has said it's strange.
True. Right, what sort of weather are we going to get as we ease into the bank holiday weekend? Isobel, how's it looking?
Chilly nights, gorgeous sunny days, but it's up till then it is a little